It's time now for Talk at 10 with Bert Fall. Talk at 10 is heard Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. here on WPCR and WPIB Radio and features guests from our area excelling in their business or organizations, local government officials, and those making news around our area. And now, here's Bert Fall with this morning's Talk at 10 here on WPCR and WPIB.
Good morning, I'm Bert Fall, and you're listening to Talk at 10 on WPCR, PortClintonRadio.com, also heard on our affiliate station WPIB, Put-in-Bay-Radio.com. Today we're going to talk about careers. That's right, I'm joined today by Jamie Byers-Grant. She's from the Ottawa County Improvement Corporation, which is really doing some exciting stuff in Ottawa County, and we were talking a little bit about the show. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. We were hitting on some topics that are sort of hot button topics for me. But first of all, I'd like to welcome Jamie to the show. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Bert. I appreciate the invitation.
You know, first of all, let's talk a little bit about what the Ottawa County Improvement Corporation is.
Sure. The Ottawa County Improvement Corporation is the Economic and Workforce Development Office for the county. So what we do is we work with businesses and job seekers alike to really advance the community, whether it's from the private sector with a business. We help them with building new buildings, acquiring new equipment, maybe locating a facility, renovating a facility. We also work with the industrial parks in the county to work to try to develop the properties, and obviously with the end game of bringing in new capital investment and jobs to the county. And then on the workforce development side, we work with job seekers who are looking to find career opportunities within the county. And we also work with businesses as well to help fill those positions that they have within their company. And we do a wide variety of things, from posting job openings to helping to collect resumes to finding candidates with the skill sets that match the job openings. We do some pre-employment testing for the businesses, and we do all of that for the businesses at no cost. So it's a tremendous value that the businesses receive. And from the job seekers' perspective, we hope that it helps to streamline their job seeking process and really get them into a company that has the matches the skill sets with what the job seeker has and what they can offer to the positions within our businesses. So, and I will say we have a tremendous number of good skilled trades kind of positions that are open in the county within our businesses. So if anyone is looking for a job, please stop out to the Ottawa County Resource Center on State Route 163 in Oak Harbor, just across from the fairgrounds, and come into our office or visit the Ohio Means Jobs Ottawa County store, and we can start putting you in contact and connecting you with the jobs that are open that you might have an interest level in. So,
you know, several years ago, after the big housing market collapse and all that, Ottawa County was one of the first areas in the state that were really hit hard. I think at one point we had something like 18 or 19% unemployment, and those were figures that were certainly very troubling for those of us who live here. And I think a lot of people seem to think that tourism is our only industry, so just because, especially here in Port Clinton, you know, that's really what's one of our main ones. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of opportunities for jobs that a lot of people don't really realize. There's a lot of different industries that are found in Ottawa County, whether it's here on the eastern end of the Ottawa County or all the way on the western out of the end down by Millbury and all that. What are some of the key industries that people find around here, other than tourism?
Right. So actually, Ottawa County is a very unique community. We're the longest county in the entire state of Ohio. And with that comes not some challenges, but it just creates a very diverse economy. So in the western end of the county, what you'll find is a lot of manufacturing and industrial. And as you move east through the county, you start to recognize and see the tourism and service sector. And interestingly enough, the employment base within the county is really split about 50-50. 50% of the employment base is in fact in tourism and the service sector, but the other 50% is in the industrial and manufacturing sector. So we are split pretty much down the middle when it comes to the types of businesses that are within Ottawa County. And I think one thing that's also important to recognize is people choose to live in Ottawa County, I believe. It's a wonderful community. There's a lot to offer. There are a lot of things to do for families. BCS Schools was just awarded the Blue Ribbon designation from the government, which they're one of I think 300 and some schools throughout the entire country to have received that designation. So we have great schools in Ottawa County. And so people choose to live in Ottawa County. They have to work somewhere. And what you'll find is that a significant portion of our population actually travels to other counties and other communities for work. So when you look at the unemployment rate in Ottawa County, first off, in the off season, yes, it does increase significantly, but if you look historically, it happens every year. But what we've seen over the last several years is with the downturn in the economy that we're really in a regional economy. So if our unemployment rate is at 18 or 19%, it's not just what's happening in Ottawa County. You need to look at what's happening really within about a 45-minute drive of Ottawa County. So Lucas, Wood, Sandusky, Erie, Huron counties, however they're impacted in their economy, that impacts Ottawa County as well. Now I'm not saying that there's not more work that needs to be done. There certainly is, and that's what we're trying to look at doing to get more people employed and help to get that unemployment rate down. But it's not a direct indicator of only what's going on in Ottawa County. It's an indication of what's going on regionally, and I think that's something that's important to understand. So, but within the industry sector, the industrial and manufacturing, we have a wide variety of businesses that make up that sector as well. We're not all keyed into the automotive industry like some other communities in our region are. We have a pretty diverse industrial base. We have anything from automotive components to specialty materials and metals. Fabrication is a big component. Building materials, U.S. Gypsum, Graymont, Dolheim are big into building materials, obviously. So one of the things that we did see when there was the downturn in the economy is because we have a wide variety of different types of businesses within our industry sectors, when the automotive industry was significantly hit, we didn't see a huge impact in Ottawa County because we have a diverse business base. Sure. So it helped to alleviate and balance out some. Now the building industry was hit hard. Obviously, we can tell that with new home sales and new construction. So there were some of those industry sectors that were definitely hit, but we weathered the storm a little better than some of the other communities, strictly from a layoff or plant closing perspective, because we have a diverse industry base in the county. So I think that's something that's very important, and I think it's something that we should be proud of, the fact that all of these different industry sectors are located in the community, in a very diverse community, and they can be successful here in Ottawa County is something that that we should all be really proud of, and it's something that's very unique to our community.
You know, you had brought up some of those. I was looking through your website, which is at ocic.biz. Of course, there's a lot of great information on there. But I found a list of some of the largest companies in Ottawa County, and I did know that Davis-Besse is, of course, the largest employer. I knew that Magruder Hospital here in Portland is the third largest. But you look down that list of companies, and they are diverse. You know, Materion with the beryllium processing, Aries Manufacturing with they create weapons for the U.S. military. I mean, that's pretty neat stuff that goes on out there. Fenner Dunlop, just Gypsum, all these different companies. Adfilm is another one. When you look at what they do, they're sort of niche markets. You don't really see these sorts of businesses around the country.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, not very many communities across the country have a nuclear power plant in their backyard. And that's 750 jobs just at Davis-Besse alone, that are Davis-Besse First Energy employees. That doesn't account for the contractors and the other building and construction trades that support the ongoing operation and maintenance of that facility. So while those 750 jobs come to work every day in Ottawa County, that is an entirely regional facility with the types of businesses that work to help support and maintain that facility. So that's a very critical company to Ottawa County, but also to the Northwest Ohio region as far as a base load electric provider, which is the most reliable type of electricity that is on the market, is the baseload generation facilities. And then Materion, their headquarters are in Mayfield Village over by the Cleveland area, but Elmore is their flagship facility. More than a third of their employment and assets are located in Elmore, and they're beryllium and beryllium alloy materials. So really cool company, the things that they do. If you have a smartphone or if you play a PlayStation or an Xbox, you have beryllium alloy conductors in your equipment that you carry a little bit of Ottawa County around with you every day, and you may not have known that. But then they have they do things for the Department of Defense, the aerospace industry. They were a big part of putting some of the mirrors on the James Webb Space Telescope that's in space right now. So there are just a tremendous amount of really cool things that they have going on within their facility. Again, you're right, it's a niche market. But the things that they do and the importance that they have to a number of different industries, whether it's federal and defense industry, aerospace industry, telecommunications, their product is very unique and very important. So, and then it's really cool when you go to U.S. Gypsum and see the fiber rock and sheet rock and the different kinds of things that they make there. And then you go to a Home Depot or a Lowe's store and you see it right there on the shelf, and you think, again, there's a little bit of Ottawa County in a Home Depot or a Lowe's or these big box stores. So it's unique. It's cool. There are so many cool things that our companies do. And sometimes I think we lose sight of that. And I think we should really be proud of those kind of things. So, and Aries, yeah, they're a really cool company. They do stuff that in partnership with the Lima tank plant that General Dynamics has in Lima. So just really cool things going on in the community with our businesses.
I like how you put that, a little bit of Ottawa County in everything, pretty much everything that you have. All around the world, people carry these devices. It has a little bit of Ottawa County in it. I think they also make heat shields for spacecraft and stuff like that. I mean, you think about, astronauts coming back from space, and that's Ottawa County right there. It's pretty interesting when you look at that diverse types of businesses around here. And it's almost a little shocking because most people, in my opinion, probably don't know about it. When I was in high school, I was never really told to, these are your options right here in your own backyard. I always knew I wanted to stay here, but I don't know. It's just something that I never really thought about. But they've been here the whole time. Yeah, it's amazing. Yep. Now, speaking to that, I want to touch on something that you've got coming up on October 24th. It's a 4-county career showcase, and I just said that I didn't know about these opportunities when I was in school, but this showcase is meant to alleviate some of that.
It is, absolutely. So October is National Manufacturing Month. So in celebration of Manufacturing Month, one of the things that we thought we would do in partnership with Huron County, Sandusky County, Erie County, as well as Ottawa County, partner together to do something on a 4-county basis that celebrates Manufacturing Month and really gets the word out about a lot of these really unique businesses in our communities, as well as the wonderful career opportunities that are available within the businesses, not just today, but what are the job opportunities or career opportunities of tomorrow. And companies are really looking at that. They're really paying attention to what their retirement rates are going to be and how they're going to fill these positions, and how do they get young talent excited about what's going on in their plants and engaged in their workforce. So one of the things that we're looking at doing in Ottawa County specifically is we're going to have a career showcase or a career fair on the 24th that brings 9th graders from throughout the entire county together on the 24th, and they are going to have the opportunity to tour around through about 15 to 20 different businesses at the career fair and really learn about some of the up and coming career opportunities within those companies. What are the desired skill sets within those careers? And then the businesses are going to engage the kids in some sort of fun activity that helps to demonstrate the necessary skill sets and also the processes that the companies go through when they manufacture materials. So it's going to be a great event. We're anticipating right around 500 ninth graders that are going to participate in the event, and it's going to be a very unique event, and we're really excited about it. We're also going to do a safety station where kids will get to learn the importance of dressing out in PPE equipment and fall protection gear. So that'll be something that's going to be a lot of fun. But it's been a really interesting experience to organize the career showcase, because what we found is that the businesses are so excited about doing this to be able to showcase and look at what their future career opportunities are, but they're getting in front of kids as kids are starting to think about what they're going to do when they graduate. And as the schools work hard to get the students to think about that, they take them to the joint vocational schools. They talk about the technical schools, 4-year degrees. And as kids are going through that decision-making process, we think that their exposure to the local career opportunities will hopefully help them to be able to make an informed decision on what their real interests are and what they want to do when they quote unquote grow up. So we're really excited about it. We've got some great sponsors. We've got all of our major employers, manufacturing employers in the county that are participating. Magruder Hospital is participating, the Catawba Island Club. So we're really excited about it. It's going to be a fantastic event, and this is the first year of it. So this by no means is a one-shot deal. We're looking at this in the long term, and what we've done is we've been able to take what the businesses are talking with the Ottawa County Improvement Corporation about, with what their future workforce needs are, and we've been able to bring together those businesses and superintendents from the school districts in the county to sit down and have these conversations. And really, it's been an eye-opening experience, I think, for everybody that's been involved. And out of those initial conversations, we've actually formed an Ottawa County Business Advisory Council to help continue to move forward businesses and education talking to each other and better understanding the challenges of the business community and also of the educational community, and finding ways that business and education can work together, really to help students figure out what their interests are and what their opportunities are for education outside of high school. And obviously we want them to stay in Ottawa County and grow their families in the community. And at the end of the day, I think what students will find is there's a lot of really cool companies. There's a lot of really cool career opportunities, and probably most importantly to most ninth graders is a lot of these careers pay very, very well.
Absolutely.
So put some dollar signs in front of them, and I think that that'll really open their eyes and pique their interest.
Absolutely. So. You know, we talked a little bit about it before the show, and our listeners certainly know how I feel on this subject, because I've spoken about it several times on the show. But it seems like over the past several decades, there's been a huge push from schools to just go from high school straight to college. And honestly, in my personal opinion, I think a lot of the colleges and universities have failed it. I think we've produced too many people. You know, when I was going through high school, you know, you either became an English teacher or a philosophy major or, you know, something like that. And then you ended up waiting tables or tending bar or something, or getting behind a microphone. But now it seems like that I think people are realizing that there's a shortage in a lot of these jobs that are necessary. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who, I shouldn't say waste their time, but they spend an awful lot of time and an awful lot of money getting a degree in a field that they never work in. And they end up, you know, 4 or 5 years behind the ball with somebody who gets out of college. They get a job like this, or they go to a 2-year school. They learn all the technical aspects of it, because a lot of these you had mentioned before the show, a lot of these jobs aren't the the typical grease monkey type jobs that we think about when working in a factory.
Right.
They're fairly technical, and there's a lot of on-the-job training involved.
Right, right. So what you'll find today within the manufacturing companies in the county, if you have the opportunity to get in and tour one of the facilities, is they're very, very clean. And there's a lot of robotics equipment. There's a lot of automation. So computer skills, the science, technology, the STEM programs that schools have, all of those kind of skill sets are very important in today's manufacturing community. And it's really cool that the companies are able to use these new technologies to help make the products that they make them better, more efficiently. And so it's not the manufacturing environment that maybe our grandparents and our parents grew up with. It has changed dramatically for the good. And getting kids to see those kind of environments and knowing that they can use their computer skills and that they're constantly going to be working with new technology is something that I think is really, really exciting. And it's never going to be a boring day at work. So when kids look at what careers they want to go into and they have interest in some of these manufacturing, industrial, or skilled trades jobs, a lot of times what you can find when you go to the companies is they have their own co-op programs, they have their own apprenticeship programs, or they may pre-identify you if you're at a community college as having excelled skills, whether you're an electrician or a pipe fitter or a welder, and you may have a job before you even leave school. And so companies are really starting to look at how they attract talent to their operations, and they're almost becoming like a college recruiter for an athletic team, having to come in early on in a kid's high school career to say, what are your interests, and here's what we have to offer, and we can help pay for your education. And at the end of the day, you're not going to have, those student loan bills, and you're going to have a job making money, making good money. So, it's forcing the businesses to look at things a little bit differently, but the opportunity for, the kids and for other job seekers in the county is that these businesses are willing to pay for apprenticeship and for training programs and for education for their future workforce. So it's great to have the opportunity to come out of school, come out with a technical degree that can lead to a 4-year degree and beyond. And a lot of the companies will help pay for that, if not pay for everything.
That's a pretty nice deal.
That's a great deal.
You can't down, you don't want to talk too down or anything about the college path, because honestly, I've known people that took that career path. They ended up spending 4, 6, or 8 years in college, and they came out. Of course, they had the debt, but they also were making 6 figures a year in income, and it worked out in the long run. But I also know people who went straight out of high school into a job like this. It was on the job training, making $50,000-$60,000 a year.
Right.
As a 20-year-old, that's a pretty nice deal too.
Right.
But,
right.
Or the military path. I joined the military, and, you see a lot of people like that you get a lot of things paid for. The pay is not all that great, but there's a lot of perks and, a lot of college benefit there too. You get to go through classes and things like that. So there's a lot of paths to take, but you do have to kind of gear it, know where you're going so you can gear your high school education towards that. I think that's one of the best things about starting this career showcase at 9th grade.
Yes.
It gives students an idea of what direction they need to go. And high schools, you had mentioned the STEM programs, science, technology, engineering, and math. I believe.
Yes.
They're really, really pushing that, and I think that's great, and it's nice to see that the businesses are fully behind it.
Yeah, and I think what you will find with the businesses is they're willing to help, and how can they get engaged within the programs in the schools to bring some real world experience or real world perspective to the education or to the curriculum, and the businesses are ready to do that. They're excited about it. So, that just goes back to another reason why, I think living and working in Ottawa County is so cool, is because our businesses love the community. They want to be engaged in the community however they can, if it's from participating in the United Way or the Red Cross, or even getting into the schools and helping to, whether it's teach curriculum or donate materials or be a part of the career showcase. Everybody is excited about how they can help to kind of move things forward. And, it's something that just is really, really, wonderful to see.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time in Ottawa County, and, I look forward to this, to the Career Showcase. This is going to be October 24th. So if you've got some ninth graders in your family, that's where they're going to be. Is it something that they're mandated for the school to go through, or is it something that they're signing up for?
The schools are mandating that the ninth graders attend the event. That's so, and I think there's going to be a handful of 11th and 12th graders, that the schools are going to bring along as well, that maybe they haven't chosen their career path yet, or they don't know what they want. So giving them, just some other ideas and other exposure to help them with their decision-making process. So there'll be some 11th and 12th graders there as well. And WPCR will be broadcasting live from the event, and I think, streaming live. So
I'm sure we will be. That's another exciting thing. I said that, I sort of dropped out of college and ended up in a career in radio in my hometown. But, it started off, and that's a whole story. But, I could not be happier with my choice. And, this is one of those fields that people don't think of. It's, people think it's a traditional field, but AM and FM is sort of like, transistor radios anymore. You don't really see them on the shelves. But, this is a new career field, and hopefully we'll be able to showcase ourselves a little bit as well.
Absolutely.
Now, when it comes to bringing businesses in, because I know that's another part of what OCIC does, and it's very fascinating to me, because myself, being somebody who was born and raised in Ottawa County, I've always known that, it's just a beautiful place to live. I'm related to half the people in the county. That was kind of interesting. But, it's a beautiful place to spend the summer times. And I've always thought, what a great place it would be to have a business, even if it's like in the banking industry or something like that.
Sure.
Why would I not want to live here and enjoy all of this? So part of what OCIC does is to help sort of bait industries into the area. How do you go about doing that?
Well, what I can say is the world of economic development and new business attraction has changed dramatically in the last 10 years. There are less projects to compete for, which means that you as a community need to identify what is your real end game? What is your strategic goal in attracting new companies to your community? And one of the things that I firmly believe in, and it has led the charge with our organization's strategic plan, is you need to take care of the businesses that are in your community first. And what you'll find is between 85 and 90% of all new capital investment and job creation in a community comes from the existing businesses that you have. So taking care of the businesses that we have, helping them to be successful in Ottawa County, helping them however we can to grow their company in Ottawa County creates an environment where businesses can succeed. And if you have that kind of environment where a business can succeed, that's contagious, and other companies want to be in a community where they can thrive. And whether it's from a competitive tax structure, to having a qualified workforce, to having wonderful schools, those are all important. But at the end of the day, a company wants to know that they're going to be taken care of too. Is there the community support, the community leadership, whether it's within our elected officials, our school systems, or the nonprofit organizations, to be able to feel like they can be taken care of too, and that they can have the freedom to benchmark off of their other counterparts in the community. So businesses want to be where they can succeed. obviously. They're in the business of making money, and there's nothing wrong with that. And we want them to make as much money as they can. So our first fundamental goal is really to retain and expand the companies that we have here and help to make them as competitive as possible. And then that balance of 15 to 20% of new business can come in the form of downtown redevelopment and growth in some of the retail industries downtown. Obviously, we've had growth in the tourism and service sector in the community. And then on the manufacturing front, one of the things that we've done is we've really tried to hone in on what are our key assets in Ottawa County that set us apart from other communities. And everyone will tout good workforce and low tax structure or great schools, and those are all things that we should be proud of and that we should be talking about and promoting. But there's other key assets that we have in the community that help us to target what kinds of companies would probably find our community attractive and would find our assets beneficial to their business. So we've identified some of what those assets are. We also have some we also identify the industrial areas within our community. They're not, we have identified those industrial parks, whether it's Lake Erie Business Park, the city of Port Clinton has their industrial park. Lake Winds Industrial Park, and then there's some spots over on the west end of the county in the Genoa, Millbury, and Elmore area that are prime or good locations for industrial and manufacturing. And I think understanding and accepting the fact that industry is not going to plop down anywhere is something that is important to recognize, but it's very important for Ottawa County because we need to preserve and help our tourism and the natural resources industries that we have to continue to be able to compete and thrive. So you don't want to drop a manufacturing facility, in the middle of Put Bay or, so we need to understand that dynamic in Ottawa County, which is unique for us compared to other communities. So we have our industrial development areas that are identified, and we've been working to try to promote those different areas as well as make sure that they're ready for development when it comes in. And we've done water and sewer projects to the Lake Erie Business Park to get them onto a public water system. And that was critical in helping Fenner Dunlop to stay and decide to expand. It also has been beneficial to Aries. The industrial park has 2 freshwater intakes that are permitted. So that's something that is very, very unique to our community. So how do we market that to end users that would see freshwater or raw water intakes as something critical to their operations? We also have property over by the Ohio Turnpike, right off of the Exit 81 exchange in Elmore, that the exchange literally dumps into about 88 acres of property. And ironically or uniquely, I guess I should say, the property sits half of it in Ottawa County and half in Sandusky County. There's 2 townships involved, the village of Elmore. So my counterpart in Sandusky County says it sounds like a country western song when you talk about 2 counties, 2 townships, a village. So we're working to partner together to try to make that property what we call in the industry site ready for new business that may want to come in. And we think that we have a really strategic location there. So we are working very, very hard and diligently on trying to develop that property and get it site ready so we can take it out and start marketing it to light industrial warehousing, distribution, logistic type of companies. And we think once we get it site ready that it's going to take off and be very successful in a short turnaround time. But the other thing that's important for the community to understand is economic development works at glacial speeds. That's what we say in the industry, because when you look at a company that's looking at making, whether it's a $20 million investment up to $91 or $92 million, I think is what Materion invested in their Pebble plant. These are big investments and a lot of money that companies are looking to invest. So they are making sure that they cross all of their T's and dot all of their I's in their site location decisions and, whether they can afford to do the project. And sometimes that takes anywhere from 1 year to 10 years to make those decisions. So constantly being in front of whether it's our existing companies and understanding where they're at today and where they want to go tomorrow and how we can support that, or getting in front of those targeted industries like ones that would find value in the freshwater intakes. It's not going to be one conversation or 1 year before they're going to make a decision to locate in the community. It's going to be a long time. So that glacial speed, while we kind of laugh about it, it really is true. So development doesn't happen overnight. Companies don't make $50 million investment decisions overnight. You and I, when we're going and looking for a house or a car, we don't make a decision within a couple of days. So, we need to kind of have that patience and continue to work with our companies to support them however we can until, they're ready to make those decisions and those announcements. So sometimes it takes a while.
It's a lot of money on the table. You don't want to put it in the wrong place.
No.
I know I might take a little time deciphering where I want to put $90 million. So.
Yes, exactly.
Now, as you were speaking, I was thinking about all these different opportunities in different areas in the county as well. And you had mentioned that we don't have one giant business, and that's what helped us out in during the economic downturn. Was that we don't have a big company like, for instance, some GM or Ford. If we had one big plant and they moved, that would be disastrous.
It would be, yeah.
So it's nice that, we're sort of spread out, different industries.
Yep.
What affects one is not going to affect the other one. And, hey,
not all of your eggs in one basket.
Yes,
that's a part of our philosophy.
Good point. Now, when you're doing that, and when you're talking to businesses, do you try and schedule different sectors and in order to sort of bring in a wide variety like that?
We do, yeah, and it goes back to kind of those assets that we're trying to market in the community. So we do a number of different things to try to promote Ottawa County. And again, it goes back to kind of how the dynamics of the economic development world have changed. Ottawa County is a small community, and we're competing against other communities around the world now. It really has become a worldwide attraction game that we're playing. So the field has changed and it's expanded dramatically. So Ottawa County, while we can market ourselves to those targeted industries or those targeted companies, we can do that because we have an asset or something strategic to offer to those individual companies. But when we look at trying to promote ourselves beyond those targeted industries, we really need to look at ourselves from a regional perspective. So we need to look at ourselves as Ottawa County, which is a part of Northwest Ohio, which is a part of the state of Ohio. So how are we marketing ourselves, not just as a county, but as a region and as a state? And so we look at what are the strategies that Northwest Ohio is looking at, what are the strategies that the state of Ohio is looking at, and we need to embrace those in Ottawa County, and we need to find what our place is within those strategies. So we do that. So it goes beyond just Ottawa County trying to market ourselves individually as one small community. We look at ourselves as a small community in some strategies, as a regional community and other strategies, and as a statewide community, again, in the kind of the third bucket of strategy. So, automotive is a big part of the Northwest Ohio strategy, but so is transportation, warehousing, distribution, logistics. The 75 corridor, the 80-90 corridor is very, very important to Northwest Ohio. The seaport in Toledo, the CSX intermodal facility over in Wood County. So, our Turnpike property fits well within kind of that dynamic. So again, we need to recognize where our strengths are, and we need to put ourselves out there to market ourselves, to the region, to the state, and then to potential businesses. So
absolutely. Now let's talk a little bit about jobs real quick. I'm sure we have a pretty widely diverse audience here on this program, and it reaches literally all over the state.
Yes.
And there's a lot of people who would love to move here, who would love to relocate here, but they don't know what they would do if they did. And obviously what we've been talking about, there's plenty of opportunity. How does one go about finding a position at one of these industries?
The easiest starting point for somebody, whether you're in Ottawa County or Franklin County or down in Chillicothe, is to go to ohiomeansjobs.com. And Ottawa County participates in the Ohio Means Jobs effort, which is really, it's like an online monster.com database of existing job openings that are available throughout the state, but you can hone in on Ottawa County and look at job openings that our businesses post here locally. You can upload your resume, and businesses, they do look at what resumes are in the Ohio Means Jobs system. Our organization holds trainings for our local businesses to both understand how to load their job openings into the system, but how to search existing resumes and candidates that are out there looking. So, we're in a digital or an internet-based world, so Ohio Means Jobs is the best way to get that starting point for a career. And then outside of that, if there's a certain career or a certain skill set that you feel that you have a good experience in, giving our office a call, talking with Gay Winterfield, our business and workforce development manager. She's been working with the employees to really look at what their skill sets are, what job openings we have in Ottawa County, and trying to marry the two together. So, and we've been taking our candidates who have some really great skill sets, and we've been sending them not just to one job opening in one company, but they might get 2 or 3 businesses calling them to set up for interviews. So our office is here to help with the job seeker. Our Ohio Means Jobs Ottawa County office is here to help the job seeker. But again, the first step into what Ottawa County has is through Ohio Means Jobs. It's a fantastic website. So.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Jamie, for coming on the air with us today.
Sure. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
We're certainly looking forward to the 24th. That's the 4-County Career Showcase that's being put on right here in Ottawa County, showcasing some of our larger industries and really showcasing what Ottawa County has to offer. So looking forward to that. I want to thank Jamie and all the staff at OCIC for all the hard work that they put into making Ottawa County a more attractive place to businesses and also a more attractive place to live, because you need jobs to live. And folks, if you're looking to relocate, check that out. Ohio Means Jobs. And certainly we mean jobs here in Ottawa County too. I want to thank you for listening today. I'm Bert Fall. This has been Talk at 10 here on WPCR, PortClintonRadio.com.
You've been listening to Talk at 10 with your host, Bert Fall. Talk at 10 is heard Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. here on WPCR and WPIB Radio. If you missed part of today's show or would like to hear it again in its entirety, simply log on to PortClintonRadio.com or Put-in-Bay-Radio.com and click on the On Demand tab for Talk at 10 with Bert Fall.